Greetings, Local 2627 sisters and brothers. Today is April 29th, Monday, and I hope everybody had a great time over the weekend. It was very nice weather. Anyway, let me talk to you about a couple of things. The first thing, let me talk about Bloomberg Place. Bloomberg Place is this Macy's-sized building that Bloomberg is building in London, with his money, the money that he made off of us here in New York City. In the last 3 years, Bloomberg has increased his wealth by $7 billion. Salary is only $1 a year. In the time he's been in office, the 11 years that he's been in office, he's went from $4.7 billion to over $27 billion. Now, our blood and our sweat and our tears have went over making the city recover from all types of different type of disasters. We've done it with less staff because Bloomberg has seen fit to lay off at least 12,000 members of DC 37. So we have less members doing the same amount of work. And Bloomberg says he's not going to sit down at the table. He's not interested in sitting down to the table with us on the contract negotiations unless we're willing to take zeros on retroactivity for the first 3 years of this contract that's expired. I think there's a serious problem here, and I think that everybody should take advantage of the opportunity that they have to go to the polls in November, than not to put anybody in office that thinks the way he does. You don't have to have his type of money to think the way he does. What he's doing to the city of New York, what I feel, is criminal. I think you have an obligation to yourselves and to your families and to your other people that live in New York with you, your neighbors that live in New York with you, to make sure that you go to the polls in November and do the right thing and vote for people who have the concerns of the city in their heart, not the concerns of their pocketbooks in their heart. If you don't know who to vote for in November, Local 2627 will let you know who to vote for, and DC 37 will let you know who to vote for. But what's happening to the unions in this city is criminal. For the quality of work that we do. Anyway, let me move on. Zipcar. The city's moving to Zipcar for the New York City, for the cars that they use, for their motor pools or whatever you want to call them. There was a lot of issues with them making the members pay for fines for bringing the car back late, or having the scratches on the car, or dents, or having the car being dirty on the inside, not having enough gas. I mean, things like that. And then what happens with when you park the car someplace? You don't have the city plates anymore, so the agency has to give you a placard. Well, these things that I mentioned about what we were supposed to be responsible for, this is out the door. This is not going to happen. You're not being held liable for any of the things that I've mentioned. If you cannot get a plaque at the park because you have to make a delivery or something like that, then you just can't park, because you're not going to be liable for somebody towing your car away or giving you tickets. If they insist on you doing that, parking the car even though you don't have correct credentials, then you need to make sure that you call Local 2627 and to get us involved in this. There's another issue that's going on with longevity. Now, in front of me, I have 2 contracts. Now, there seems to be, management seems to have a problem with understanding what it says. Now, the CUNY is more specific in meaning that it's a little bit easier to understand. The CUNY says basically, the longevity increments shall be paid no later than on the payroll of January 1st or July 1st following the employee's anniversary date, which is whichever is earlier, and the payment shall be retroactive to the anniversary date. What is the anniversary date? The anniversary date is like your birthday. It's like your birthday. For example, I started in CUNY in 1983, March of 1983. My anniversary date was March of 2013. Now, the city's contract says longevity increment is payable beginning on the day following the employee's completion of 15 years of service. The completion of 15 years of service. When you go from your 14th birthday to your 15th birthday, you are now 15th. So we're talking about, by the way, if I didn't mention, we're talking about the $800 longevity that you get after 15 years of service. As long as there's no break in service, that 15-year is on your 15-year anniversary. If you're having a problem with that with management, you need to contact the union and let us do what we have to do. Make you whole. Good and welfare for this week. We have NYCHA. We have Dave Moretti. We're sorry to say his father passed away. From DOF, Richard Donovan, he's recovering from eye surgery, and we hope him a speedy recovery. From NYPD, Jacqueline Joseph, sorry to say her mother passed away. And from NYPD, Harold Reesley.
He passed away.
Harold Reesley passed away. One of our members. So we sent our sympathies to his family. In any case, we hope everybody has a speedy recovery, and our hearts and our sympathy goes out with anybody who's lost someone. Until next week, this is Robert Ajayi. Talk to you later.